Yeshua and Kryon Rebirth of masculine energy and divine balance, dear friends. It is with immense pleasure and a profound sense of connection that I find myself in your company once again. I'm truly delighted to be sharing this space and time with you. There's a natural inclination, isn't there, for many of you to view me, or indeed other beings who resonate with similar wisdom, as masters. Yet, from our perspective, this isn't quite how we perceive it. Instead, we observe each of you courageously navigating your unique trajectory here on Earth during what is undeniably a profoundly challenging and transformative epoch, a period where the very fabric of reality seems to be undergoing constant, radical shifts. And what we truly see is your magnificent growth, your inexorable journey toward embracing your own inherent mastery. We witness you blossoming into the very masters whom you sometimes look up to, the figures you admire. And that, fundamentally, is the essence of this unfolding journey, the profound quest to uncover, embrace, and embody your own mastery. Do not, we implore you, blindly follow any master whose path is laid out for you by ancient traditions, hallowed texts, or by the pronouncements of another individual, no matter how well-intentioned. Your true power lies not in replication, but in discovery. Seek your own mastery. That is the paramount objective. Today, I wish to delve into a theme that echoes through the very annals of your history, stretching back into antiquity, the intricate dance of the masculine and the feminine. These are not merely concepts, they are primordial, ancient energies, and something truly momentous is currently unfolding within their dynamic. Before we explore their interactions and evolutions, let us first articulate the intrinsic nature of these two powerful currents. These energies, at their most fundamental level, are two magnificent facets of the one, the singular, indivisible source. Therefore, it is a misperception to view them as true opposites or as inherently dualistic forces locked in eternal contention. No, they are inherently one, seamlessly intertwined, like two distinct yet perfectly complementary faces of a single, vibrant energy. The masculine energy, in its pure essence, is the aspect dynamically focused externally. It is that quintessential part of God or spirit that acts as the driving impetus, the active force compelling external manifestation, causing the ethereal spirit to condense, materialize, and elegantly assume tangible form. Consequently, the masculine energy inherently embodies a powerful, assertive creative force. It is utterly natural for this energy to exhibit a highly focused, linear, and resolutely goal-oriented disposition, like an arrow aimed directly at its target. Through this very process, the masculine energy births individuality, crafting unique expressions from the undifferentiated whole. It is this masculine impulse that empowers you to differentiate, to gracefully separate from the boundless one, from the expansive totality, enabling you to stand forth as a distinct, sovereign individual. Conversely, the feminine energy represents the profound, resonant energy of home. It is the boundless energy of the primordial source itself, the ceaseless, flowing light of pure, unadulterated being. This is the energy that, in its pristine state, has not yet externalized or manifested. It is the deep, internal, immersive aspect of all things. The feminine energy is inherently encompassing, vast, and oceanic, like an infinite sea holding all potential. It does not instinctively differentiate, separate, or individualize. Rather, it embraces, merges, and holds all within its sacred expanse. Now, let us embark on a journey of imagination. Picture this boundless feminine energy, an infinite ocean of pure potential, gradually becoming aware of a subtle stirring within its depths. Imagine a delicate, almost imperceptible movement, a nascent restlessness, an ineffable desire beginning to ripple through its being. It's a yearning to reach out beyond its own inherent boundaries, to venture forth outside of itself, to engage with and gain new experiences. There arises a profound longing for novelty, for adventure, for the unexplored. And then, as if in perfect cosmic choreography, an energy emerges that responds with exquisite precision to this burgeoning longing. This, precisely, is the masculine energy imbued with an innate desire to serve, to assist the feminine in manifesting its inner stirrings into the concrete realms of matter and form. The masculine energy, with its defining and shaping capabilities, provides structure to the fluid, formless feminine. And through this sublime, harmonious cooperation, this cosmic partnership, the combined energies are propelled into an entirely new trajectory, a direction hitherto unimagined. A breathtaking new reality can thus be forged, a vibrant canvas upon which everything can be explored, tasted, and experienced within an infinite spectrum of ever-changing forms of manifestation. This sacred dance of the masculine and the feminine, this dynamic interplay, continuously gives rise to the mesmerizing, floating spectacle of created reality indeed, of your very creation. It is a spectacle of unparalleled beauty and profound grace, a testament to the fact that these masculine and feminine energies, in their true alignment, deeply adore each other, celebrating their profound cooperation and their joyful, playful union. And that, my dear friends, is precisely how it is meant to be. The masculine and feminine energies are not merely complementary. They belong to each other, like two halves of a complete whole. They are two glorious aspects of the one, and in their perfectly aligned synergy, they together celebrate the ecstatic, joyful manifestation that creation was always destined to be. In the ultimate realization of your true identity, the singular, most profound truth that truly matters, the bedrock of all being, is the declaration, I am. And within this incredibly potent, mystical mantra, these two fundamental aspects, the masculine and the feminine, seamlessly merge, becoming an indivisible whole. Consider the I within this sacred utterance. Here lies the masculine energy. It is the defining, the restrictive, the differentiating aspect. It provides sharp focus, imparts clear direction, and profoundly individualizes I, distinct from the other, an assertion of unique presence. And then there is Am. Am is expansive, oceanic, all-encompassing. It profoundly reflects the boundless ocean of home, the quintessential feminine energy, the inexhaustible source that knows no limits, no boundaries, no differentiation. The fluid, unifying, all-embracing aspect resides at the very core of the feminine energy. Thus, in the powerful declaration of I am, the masculine and the feminine energies unite, joyfully joining their unique strengths to create an integrated, complete expression of being. However, a poignant chapter in your human history, and indeed even predating the advent of humanity itself, saw the emergence of a profound conflict between the masculine and the feminine. While I will not delve into the ancient origins of this schism at this moment, it is undeniable that within your recorded history, a stark separation occurred between these vital masculine and feminine energies, causing them to appear as diametrically opposing forces. The ancient yin-yang symbol, a timeless testament to universal balance, beautifully illustrates the true inherent situation. Within the masculine, represented by the black, there always exists a luminous core of the feminine, the white dot. And equally, within the feminine, the white, resides a potent core of the masculine, the black dot. This symbol elegantly reminds us of their intrinsic interconnectedness and interdependence. Yet, tragically, in the tumultuous course of your history, this mystical, inherent unity of the masculine and the feminine was gradually forgotten, obscured by layers of misunderstanding and discord. These once harmonious energies tragically calcified into perceived opposites, starkly distinct like black and white, locked in an adversarial stance. The profound, underlying unity, the sacred truth of their belonging, was simply no longer recognized. At this very moment, you are poised within what we perceive as the final, critical phase of this long and arduous history of conflict. In this particular chapter, for many centuries, the masculine energy has regrettably played the dominant role of the perpetrator. It has enacted a role in which it has systematically oppressed, cruelly mutilated, and, in many instances, outright destroyed the vitality and essence of the feminine energy. It is crucial to remember, however, that it has not always been this way. There were indeed ancient epochs when the feminine energy held the upper hand, and in its imbalance, wrongly manipulated and even unjustly ruled the masculine energy. But that particular era has long since concluded. At a certain pivotal juncture, the conflict took a dramatic turn, and the roles of perpetrator and victim were tragically reversed. For a prolonged period, the masculine energy has wielded immense power, and it has abused this power in such devastating ways that the feminine energy was severely weakened, losing its intrinsic connection to its own profound integrity and sovereign being. Whenever the masculine and the feminine energies find themselves locked in conflict, engaged in battle against each other, the inevitable consequence is a tragic disintegration for both. Where the feminine is increasingly victimized, coerced into self-denial, and loses its inherent luster, the masculine energy, in turn, spirals into relentless violence, manifested in the horrific aggression you know so intimately from countless wars, conflicts, and destructive acts. The masculine and the feminine are inextricably dependent upon each other. They are two essential pillars of creation. When they choose to fight rather than harmonize, the consequences are invariably disastrous, echoing through every level of existence. But glorious news, the tides are profoundly changing. Since the dawning of the 19th and 20th centuries, a powerful, unstoppable awakening has begun. The feminine energy has been steadily, courageously regaining its strength, rising with renewed vigor far beyond the confining and disempowering role of victim. This magnificent resurrection, this profound reawakening, springs forth from the very deepest, most sacred recesses of its being. It has at long last reached the outer limits of its endurance, of its self-denial. It was at this crucial juncture, a moment of profound internal reckoning, that it finally looked deep into the metaphorical mirror of its existence and declared with an unwavering resolve, this far and absolutely no further. This profound declaration marks the turning point, a powerful pivot in the narrative. And, by the way, isn't this precisely how the dynamic between victim and perpetrator unfailingly unfolds? The true catalyst for transformation, the spark of liberation, ignites only when the one who has been subjugated resolutely refuses to tolerate another moment of oppression or compromise. It is not only good, but utterly vital to release the tight grip on the comfortable, albeit limiting, role of the victim, for holding on to it only provides fewer compelling reasons for the oppressive cycle to cease. The revolution, whether personal or societal, doesn't begin with external decree, but precisely at that point where the victim, fully awakened, declines to accept even an iota more, and in doing so, finally reclaims the inherent power that was always theirs. In every conceivable situation of repression, whether we observe the subtle subjugation of women within the confines of a family structure or the pervasive systemic inequalities faced by women across society, the authentic moment of monumental change arrives when the woman herself, or more broadly, the powerful feminine energy residing within any individual, makes an absolute and unequivocal decision: I will no longer endure this. That singular, decisive inner declaration is the very instant when genuine transformation, a profound shift at the core, truly commences. Prior to this internal awakening, all external interventions and superficial measures are rendered utterly useless, like drops of water against a desert, until this pivotal, self-determined moment courageously presents itself. Indeed, the feminine energy has not merely stirred, it has unequivocally risen, and its luminous star is ascending with an unstoppable brilliance, casting a new light upon the world. Paradoxically, the most pressing, even urgent, challenge of our current era isn't further elevation of the feminine, but rather the essential transformation, the profound recalibration of the masculine energy. This is not merely an option, it is the appointed time for an entirely new, enlightened definition of what masculine energy truly embodies. I could, with perfect ease and accuracy, have titled this entire discourse "The Rebirth of Masculine Energy," for it is absolutely paramount to underscore this truth. It is exclusively within the context of a harmonious reunion with a mature, balanced, and consciously evolved masculine energy that the feminine energy can truly flourish, blossom, and reach its most magnificent potential once again. The feminine energy, through the crucible of the past century and even preceding eras, has not just gained ground, it has resolutely regained significant power and strength. It began to flourish in ways that were new, more balanced, and increasingly self-actualized, remarkably so despite the lingering, pervasive inequality between the sexes that regrettably still manifests within your societies. The ascent of this feminine energy is not merely a trend, it is an undeniable, unstoppable force of nature, a tide that cannot be turned back. Yet, here is the profound paradox: the feminine energy cannot achieve its full, total strength, its ultimate vitality, its most radiant expression, without the conscious, willing, and profound cooperation with its masculine counterpart. This essential truth applies universally, resonating deeply on both the vast intricate collective level of humanity and the intimate, personal individual level of each soul. The feminine energy, for all its inherent power, cannot make its final, triumphant breakthrough, cannot shatter the last remaining glass ceilings, without the steadfast support and the deep, authentic connection with the masculine energy. And let's be absolutely clear, this isn't due to any inherent flaw or weakness within the feminine energy itself. Far from it. This necessity arises from the very essential, complementary nature of the masculine and feminine energies, the undeniable fact that they are profoundly interconnected, two sides of the same sacred coin, and can only realize their brightest, most luminous potential when they operate in conscious, harmonious cooperation. That is precisely why it is utterly imperative now that the masculine energy courageously reformulates itself, shedding old, outmoded skins, and boldly ventures into uncharted, enlightened territories of self-definition. When we cast our gaze upon the intricate interaction between masculine and feminine energies on a vast collective level, a fascinating dynamic emerges. The feminine energy currently finds itself in a patient, observant position of waiting. It is not idle, but rather holding space, observing, and patiently awaiting a crucial shift. At this very moment, a significant struggle, an intense internal battle, is unfolding within the collective masculine inertia, profound clash between the decaying remnants of the old paradigm and the vibrant, burgeoning promise of the new. A powerful, transformative new wave of energy is undeniably emerging within the collective masculine consciousness, one that inherently honors, respects, and cherishes the feminine energy in all its forms. This nascent wave of masculine energy yearns to unite, to merge in harmonious partnership with the feminine, and together, hand in hand, consciously enter the enlightened realms of the new age. However, concurrently, an older, more entrenched wave of masculine energy remains stubbornly active, desperately clinging to its diminishing influence, trying with all its might to persist. This archaic, dying energy is starkly, painfully evident in the disturbing series of terrorist attacks that have, with such horrific frequency, occurred across your world. The masculine energy, in its old, distorted role as a heartless aggressor, a relentless dominator, is revealing its most unpleasant, shadow-laden side through the actions of those who perpetrate these horrendous, senseless attacks. Within these acts, we witness the manifestation of very dark, primal emotions, raw aggression, searing anger, and yet, paradoxically, at the very same time, a profound, crushing sense of total impotence and absolute helplessness. It is precisely from this gaping void of perceived powerlessness, this utter paralysis of true agency, that they tragically resort to the most brutal, destructive, and ultimately self-defeating types of power display, a desperate cry for control where none genuinely exists. This particular masculine energy we are discussing, this shadow aspect, is undeniably in its death agony. It senses with a primal, visceral understanding that monumental, irreversible changes are sweeping across the collective consciousness of humanity, and that humanity itself stands poised on the precipice, on the threshold of a revolutionary new era. One of the most significant challenges you are now confronting as you collectively evolve toward a more balanced, harmonious, and equitable relationship between the masculine and feminine is precisely how to skillfully navigate and effectively deal with this relentless, dying, yet still destructive type of energy. What indeed are we going to do with this old, expiring masculine energy that, in its agonizing fall, is desperately attempting to create as much chaos, pain, and destruction as humanly possible? Let me state this with absolute clarity: its fall is not merely predicted. It is an undeniable, immutable fact. The fight, this desperate, last-ditch effort, has been definitively lost by the old masculine energy. But do not be misled, it will not surrender quietly or easily. It will resist fiercely, stubbornly, right to its bitter end, manifesting through aggression, through ruthless attempts at domination, and through every conceivable form of resistance. Much, therefore, will profoundly depend on what the collective inner attitude of humanity will be toward these aggressors, these embodiments of the dying paradigm. Will you permit anger, that corrosive fire, and impotence, that soul-crushing despair, to infiltrate and contaminate your own sacred energy field as an automatic reaction to these acts of violence? If you do, you inadvertently open yourself, you become a conduit to the very energy of the aggressors. The exact moment you allow yourself to feel overwhelmed, to be consumed by incandescent anger and bitter resentment toward them, at that precise moment, they have successfully hit their target. You are then inexorably sucked into their dense, low, energetic vibration, and tragically, you might find yourself willing to kill to kill the very killers of the innocents, thus perpetuating the cycle. All of this, I must emphasize, is profoundly understandable on a human level. It taps into our primal instincts. However, it is absolutely vital, critically important, to consciously realize the deeper, energetic truth of what is truly happening here. As soon as intense, volatile emotions surge within you, it is profoundly advisable to consciously pause, to create a sacred moment of silence, a space of non-reaction. Return with deliberate intention to the quiet, knowing, deeply wise part of yourself, your inner sanctuary, and sincerely ask what is truly happening here, beyond the surface appearances. It is all about your awakened wisdom and your discerning clarity now, your refined ability to see through the veils of illusion, to penetrate the surface narratives, and to viscerally feel what is genuinely at stake in this grand cosmic drama. The world, I assure you, cannot be permanently dominated by brute power. The old masculine energy has served its purpose. It has played out its role on the stage of evolution, and its hour of demise, its final curtain call, is irrevocably near. The single most important message I can impart concerning terrorism, this stark, painful manifestation of old masculine aggression, is this: stay conscious. Do not, under any circumstances, allow yourself to be pulled off your spiritual center, to be dislodged from your core of peace by emotions of impotence, which is at its heart the energetic experience of being victimized. Know with unwavering certainty that no one will be genuinely touched, truly harmed, or deeply impacted by this aggressive energy if they do not consciously or unconsciously allow it to penetrate and reside within their own precious energy field. If you consciously choose not to react with the corrosive poisons of anger or hatred, you simply will not attract it to you. Instead, you will remain safe, secure, and profoundly protected by the sheer, radiant power of your own divine light. Now, I would like to shift our focus and direct our attention to the more immediate, more mundane individual level, the intimate, personal realm where you, as an individual, directly interact with and navigate the intricate dance of masculine and feminine energies within your own being. For on this individual level too, mirroring the collective, there's been an ongoing struggle, an internal tug-of-war between these two foundational energies. It's a profound truth that everything which manifests collectively on the grand stage of humanity invariably mirrors, reflects, and echoes the very same processes unfolding within the microcosm of the individual. To powerfully illustrate the paramount importance of achieving balance, harmony, and integration between the feminine and the masculine on this individual level, I will now speak about the vital energy centers present in every human being, which are universally known and referred to as chakras. There are 7 primary chakras that you are now familiar with, and these are strategically located along. Imagine your very being as a vibrant tapestry of energy, woven along the central column of your physical form, the magnificent spine, stretching from the delicate curve of your tailbone all the way to the subtle apex of your head. I want to guide you on a brief, yet illuminating journey through these primary energy centers, or chakras, to reveal a fascinating truth. Each is inherently characterized by an energetic signature, predominantly masculine or feminine in its active essence. Let's begin at the very foundation, the tail, or root chakra. Nestled at the base of your spine, this vital energy hub acts as your primary anchor, meticulously connecting you to the dense, nurturing embrace of Mother Earth. Picture its energy like ancient, powerful roots delving deep into the Earth's core, drawing sustenance and stability. This downward-reaching current is not merely passive. It actively empowers you to manifest the ethereal essence of your soul into tangible, physical form within the solid, material strata of our reality. Considering this dynamic, outward thrust, this assertive act of reaching down and making real, one might aptly categorize the root chakra as predominantly masculine. While no chakra is ever exclusively masculine or feminine, existing in absolute polarity, here the potent, outward-directing energy of the masculine certainly holds sway, providing the very foundation for your physical existence and worldly action. Moving upward, we encounter the second chakra, often referred to as the navel chakra, or more precisely, the sacral chakra, located just below your navel. This center is the shimmering wellspring of your emotions, desires, and creative flow. It is the exquisite crucible where you experience the full, nuanced spectrum of human feeling, from the exhilarating highs of joy and passion to the profound depths of sorrow and longing, embracing all the fluid, ever-changing currents and mood swings of your emotional life. This chakra, unlike the root, is exquisitely receptive. It absorbs, it feels, it flows. And so, it is unequivocally a feminine center, a sacred space where the gentle, undulating rhythm of energy, like the ocean's tides, gracefully dominates, allowing you to beautifully experience and express the artistry of your inner world. Ascending further, we arrive at the third chakra, vibrantly known as the solar plexus, positioned above the navel and below the sternum. This is your undeniable command center for action, creation, and personal power. Like a magnificent sun within your core, this center radiates outward, projecting your will and purpose into the world. It is the very engine that transforms your thoughts, ideas, and deepest desires into concrete, external manifestation in physical reality. Indeed, one can vividly compare its energetic outpouring to the majestic sun itself, a boundless source of brilliant, yellow sunlight, radiating warmth, power, and life-giving energy in all directions. The natural, effervescent color of this chakra is, fittingly, solar yellow. It is the very essence of initiative, the seat of your healthy ego, not in a negative sense, but as your unique earthly personality and sense of self, propelling you into outward expression and determined action. Its predominant energy is undeniably masculine, a powerful force of I can and I will. Now, let's pause at the very heart of your being, the heart chakra. Situated in the center of your chest, this profound energy hub is, once again, a wonderfully receptive center. Much like the sacral chakra, it possesses a unique, alchemical ability to weave together disparate energy flows. It serves as the magnificent bridge, the harmonious meeting point where the grounded energies of the three lower chakras, representing your earthly reality and physical existence, lovingly intertwine with the expansive energies of the three upper chakras, symbolizing your cosmic reality and spiritual aspirations. The heart is the ultimate unifier, bridging the logical mind head with the deep currents of emotion belly. From this sacred space, you are not only capable of forging profound connections with others, but also of transcending the limitations of your individual self. It allows you to dissolve the perceived boundaries of the ego, enabling you to feel a profound sense of unity with everything beyond you, even with the boundless energy of all that is. The heart chakra is truly the shimmering gateway to the comforting, familiar energy of home. It is unequivocally a center of unconditional connection, compassion, and integration, thus embodying a predominantly feminine energetic signature. Moving upward to the throat, we discover the throat chakra, a bastion of outward expression, and, as such, predominantly masculine. From this dynamic center, your inner impulses, nascent ideas, and profound emotions are given physical, audible form. Think of it as the sound chamber of your soul, where silent thoughts burst forth as spoken words. Hidden feelings escape as tears or laughter, and creative visions manifest as song or even a frustrated yell. Here, your inner life, with all its richness and complexity, is powerfully expressed outwardly through the intricate dance of communication via voice and language. This center empowers you to make your innermost world known to others through a symphony of physical signals, articulated words, resonant sounds, and clearly defined concepts. It is a center of potent manifestation, allowing you to focus your energy externally onto the physical plane, bringing your unique truth into being. Indeed, it is also a powerful wellspring of creativity, where vocalization becomes creation. Ascending to the realm of inner vision, we arrive at the sixth chakra, famously known as the third eye. Located precisely in the middle of your forehead, slightly above the eyebrows, this chakra is once again beautifully feminine in its nature. It functions as a sophisticated receiver, exquisitely attuned to extrasensory, intuitive impressions that transcend the ordinary confines of your five physical senses. It is the undeniable seat of clairvoyance, offering profound clarity and insight. Through this awakened center, You possess the extraordinary capacity to perceive another person's energetic signature, their emotions, their pains, their joys, as if they were intimately your own. With this remarkable ability for deep empathy and intuitive understanding, you effortlessly transcend the perceived boundaries of your individual ego, consciously connecting with that which is beyond your immediate self, merging with the greater energetic field. Finally, at the very zenith of your being, resides the majestic crown chakra, poised at the top of your head. This chakra defies simple categorization. It is neither exclusively masculine nor feminine, or perhaps, more accurately, it is an exquisite embodiment of both. In this elevated energy center, you transcend the very duality of masculine and feminine energies, integrating them into a unified, transcendent whole. When the crown chakra is in perfect balance, the consciousness within it achieves a remarkable equilibrium, a state of profound receiving that is equally matched by an expansive reaching out. There is an unmistakable upward yearning, a conscious reaching upward towards other dimensions, seeking deeper meaning, spiritual guidance, or to connect with the most profound, fundamental layers of your true self. Yet, simultaneously, there is a serene, tranquil receptivity, an inherent knowing, a quiet confidence that the answers, the insights, and the divine support will unfold in their own perfect, destined time. It represents a type of consciousness that is both intensely focused, like a laser beam of intention, and infinitely receptive, like a vast, open sky. In this illuminated state of mind, you draw incredibly close to the fundamental unity that underpins both the masculine and feminine energies, the pure, unadulterated energy of spirit, or what many call God, the resonant declaration of I am. I have, admittedly, offered a somewhat broad strokes outline of the dance between masculine and feminine energy flows throughout the intricate tapestry of the human energy body. Now, I feel it is crucial to delve specifically into the profound significance of the three lower chakras, the root, sacral, and solar plexus. These are the chakras most intimately tethered to Earth, most deeply immersed in the very experience of being in this earthly realm. This foundational area of your energy system holds paramount importance on your inner journey toward healing. For it is precisely within these lower centers that the deepest traumas, the most persistent emotional scars, and the most deeply embedded wounds often reside. It is a common perception, isn't it? You often perceive yourselves as earthly beings, earnestly striving to open up to the spiritual realms. However, from a more expansive perspective, we perceive it quite differently, perhaps even more beautifully. You are, in essence, magnificent spiritual beings who have consciously chosen to open yourselves up to the rich, tactile experience of Earth. And make no mistake, Earth is a truly brilliant destination, an unparalleled adventure, a hidden diamond, if you will, that is yet to fully unveil its breathtaking, true beauty to all. Indeed, Earth is the quintessential promised land. While heaven may be your place of spiritual birth, your journey is not about simply retreating to the state of consciousness you might recall as home or heaven, a purely spiritual, disembodied state of being. No, the grand adventure of creation, this magnificent cosmic unfolding, is constantly propelling you toward exhilarating new destinations. You are perpetually expanding into entirely novel, never-before-experienced types of consciousness. And in this unparalleled journey, Earth stands as an absolutely essential, indispensable part. Yet, in your courageous manifestations on Earth, in your heartfelt attempts to express your divine essence here, you have, tragically, encountered and endured significant pain. Almost every one of you carries severe, emotional wounds nestled deep within these 3 lower chakras. Wounds primarily caused by profound experiences of rejection. This rejection might have manifested in countless forms across myriad past lives, or it could be keenly felt in the experiences of this current lifetime. Crucially, almost all energy blockages that manifest in the upper chakras are directly traceable and intricately related to these foundational emotional wounds residing within the 3 lower chakras. Let's now focus even more specifically on the tail or root chakra. For many, particularly those sensitive souls often referred to as light workers, your inherent connection to Earth has regrettably become emotionally burdened. This is a consequence of having encountered immense resistance, often spanning countless lifetimes, when attempting to fully ground your spiritual essence in a physical reality. Because of this historical struggle, a significant amount of fear and understandable reservation often permeates your being when it comes to truly, completely grounding yourselves. What does grounding truly mean in this context? It signifies being fully, unequivocally present in your earthly bodies, consciously anchoring your consciousness within your physical form, and courageously expressing your deepest, most authentic inspiration in this tangible world, rather than perpetually living in the ethereal realms. The very fabric of material reality, this palpable resistance to truly grounding oneself, to sinking deep roots into the earth, largely stems from the profound experience of being different, of feeling like an anomaly, an outsider, and the painful, often recurring rejection suffered because of that unique nature. Moving higher to the 2nd chakra, the vibrant emotional core, you've been profoundly imprinted, almost etched, by past experiences of feeling profoundly threatened or utterly abandoned. These wounds might manifest from literal, tangible events, a sudden departure, a physical danger, or from more subtle, yet equally devastating, emotional abandonments, like feeling consistently unheard or unseen. Compounding this, there's been a severe, stifling restriction placed upon your natural self-expression, as if your authentic voice was consistently muffled or your vibrant creativity chained. With such deeply embedded, traumatic burdens weighing heavily upon these 2 foundational lower chakras, it's inevitable that the solar plexus, your 3rd chakra, the dynamic energy center associated with potent life force, boundless creative energy, and raw personal power, is also significantly and profoundly affected. The truth is, you've likely encountered very few genuine examples of what true power actually embodies. By this, I refer to a power that is not aggressive, not dominating, and certainly not destructive, a power that builds rather than tears down. In the sphere of the solar plexus chakra, one often observes individuals manifesting their energy in 2 starkly contrasting, yet equally unbalanced, ways, either through an overtly aggressive, controlling, and perhaps even domineering demeanor, or conversely, through a subdued, overly modest, and frequently self-effacing approach. Both of these manifestations, seemingly opposite, are in fact 2 sides of the same coin, the direct, poignant result of deep-seated, underlying feelings of helplessness, These feelings, like tendrils, stretch back and firmly anchor themselves in the unhealed wounds of the first and second chakras. The core work within the third chakra, therefore, becomes a quest for a balanced, harmonious way to engage with both power and control, a delicate dance towards cultivating a truly balanced ego. It's crucial to understand that the ego, far from being an adversary, possesses its own vital and honorable function. It serves as a focusing lens for your consciousness, the unique prism through which you perceive and interact with the world. This focused awareness is precisely what empowers you to create and manifest as the distinct, separate individual that you are. Yes, you are undeniably an intricate part of a larger, interconnected whole, an inseparable thread in the cosmic tapestry. Yet, simultaneously, you are also a separate I, a unique, irreplaceable individual, distinct from anyone else who has ever existed or ever will. The ego, in this light, is not an obstacle, but a necessary, complementary force to the spiritual aspect of your being, that expansive part of you that transcends the singular I. The energy that fuels the ego, when understood correctly, is entirely honorable, utterly justified, and essential within the energetic reality you inhabit. True power, therefore, isn't about crushing the ego or inflating it. Rather, it resides in the profound, joyful alignment, a sacred dance between the ego and the boundless spirit. The collective area of these three lower chakras stands as the single most critical frontier in your current journey of self-healing and inner spiritual growth. Your present calling isn't to disengage from physical reality through transcendental meditation, or to strive exclusively for connection with elusive cosmic planes. While those paths have their merits, your primary and most urgent goal now is to turn inward, offering your gentlest, most compassionate understanding and unwavering loving support to that wounded inner child that resides within you. It's about tenderly restoring its innate beauty, its vibrant playfulness, its authentic spark. This, in essence, is the profound nature of your spiritual journey. It is here, within this sacred inner landscape, that the greatest treasure truly lies in cherishing, respecting, and wholeheartedly embracing the human side of your being, with all its vulnerabilities and strengths. Indeed, that childlike, untainted part of you serves as your clearest, most direct path to divine compassion and ultimately to enlightenment itself. Allow me to draw your attention to a significant detail within this crucial energy area. Two of the three chakras involved specifically. The first root and the third solar plexus carry distinctly masculine energetic signatures. This profound, energetic truth indicates that, particularly concerning the masculine energies residing within each of you, a tremendous amount of deep and transformative healing work awaits. Therefore, my urgent and heartfelt message to you now is this: prioritize healing the inner masculine energy. We observe that the feminine energy across many dimensions is currently undergoing a remarkable recovery. It is steadily acquiring the inherent strength necessary to express itself fully, authentically, and beautifully. The intrinsic feminine qualities of intuition, profound sensitivity, and deep connection are increasingly being recognized and appreciated both on individual and collective levels. However, what constitutes a truly balanced masculine energy remains shrouded in ambiguity, often misunderstood. The masculine energy has, in a sense, tragically lost its way, becoming entangled and distorted by false images and rigid stereotypes of what a man should be, archetypes that almost invariably boil down to a destructive concept of power achieved solely through aggression or dominance. It is absolutely vital, therefore, to recognize, reclaim, and express the authentic, true nature of masculine energy. Critically, the feminine side, now emerging into its full potential, desperately needs the grounding, supportive presence of a balanced masculine energy to truly fulfill its magnificent role. On a collective level, the feminine energy is waiting no longer. It is courageously stepping out of its historical victim role, actively regaining its inherent self-esteem and sovereign power, and now yearns to manifest powerfully and joyfully through a sacred reunion with its balanced masculine counterpart. So, what precisely is this transformative power of balanced masculine energy? And remember, this applies equally to the masculine energy within men and women alike. In the first chakra, a truly healed masculine energy naturally culminates in profound self-awareness. This masculine energy no longer feels the incessant need to fight, to struggle, or to prove its worth. Instead, it embodies a quiet, unwavering presence, rooted deeply in an authentic knowing of self. Presence that is being utterly and completely present with every fiber of your soul. Your entire being is the quintessential quality of a healthy first chakra. To be consciously present means to remain vigilantly aware of your own inner landscape, to stay anchored and centered within your core, never allowing yourself to become lost or absorbed in someone else's opinions, expectations, or needs. It is the exquisite art of finding that perfect equilibrium between connecting meaningfully with others and steadfastly remaining true to your innermost self. A balanced masculine energy, residing securely in your root or tail chakra, grants you the profound ability to stay centered and intimately aware of your own essence, even while actively interacting with others and navigating the complex currents of the world. It is absolutely essential to cultivate and develop this quality of self-awareness, for it will serve as an unyielding protector and a wise guide for your naturally expansive feminine energy. The feminine energy, by its very nature, is exquisitely inclined to connect with others, with all living beings, to be present with the other in a deeply caring, nurturing, and empathetic way. It flows outwards, seeking communion. The balanced masculine energy, however, steps in precisely here. It creates vital, healthy boundaries, serving as the essential container. It helps establish that crucial dynamic balance between giving and receiving, ensuring that the fluid, often boundless, connecting. Feminine energies do not become depleted or overwhelmed. In the lower chakra, the masculine energy powerfully fulfills the indispensable role of both an anchor and a backbone. It is your inherent point of returning home to yourself, a sanctuary where you can release any clinging ties or energetic entanglements formed with other energies with which you have connected, allowing for renewal and self-reintegration. The solar plexus, or third chakra, fulfills a remarkably similar role, though in a distinctly different energetic way. This chakra is, as previously stated, the dynamic energy center of the ego. It's a concept many still grapple with, particularly among those beautiful souls who identify as light workers. There exists a prevalent, albeit mistaken, tendency to regard the giving, self-transcending energies within the human being as inherently superior, a more evolved spiritual state. However, this perspective is incomplete, for it misunderstands the fundamental architecture of our reality. You live in a world intricately woven from the synergistic interplay of two foundational energies, both equally essential, both forming the very building blocks of creation. One energy inherently tends to connect, to seek unity, to merge into the boundless ocean of existence. The other energy, equally vital, creates separation, defines individuality, and carves out the unique I. And this latter energy, the force of individuality and distinction, is just as viable, just as necessary, and just as profoundly valuable as the former. Therefore, it is paramount to truly make peace with the masculine energy within you, to fully embrace your individuality, to celebrate your unique essence, and to stand firmly in your authentic I. There exists an essential loneliness in life, not a painful isolation, but a profound, inherent separateness that has nothing to do with being alone, but everything to do with the undeniable truth of you being an I, a singular, unique individual. Paradoxically, fully embracing this sacred individuality, this essential loneliness, does not in any way impede or prevent the experience of deep, authentic, and profoundly connected relationships with others. On the contrary, when you truly embrace your unique individuality, when you become securely anchored in your authentic self, you transform into an empowered, independent, and fiercely creative individual. This newfound security allows you to share your energy deeply, authentically, and without fear with anyone or anything, precisely because you're no longer afraid of losing yourself in the connection or sacrificing your precious individuality. The balanced masculine energy of the solar plexus is what ultimately empowers you to become truly creative, to manifest your visions, and to stand in your full personal power. This, fundamentally, is what the beautiful feminine energy within you has been patiently waiting for a safe, strong, and authentic container within which to flourish. Indeed, your inner child, vibrant and eager, desperately wants to make its unique presence known, to express its authentic self without reservation. On the very fabric of our material existence, this profound energy yearns to manifest in tangible, earthly form, not merely as an abstract concept, but to actively usher in and deliver resonant tidings of profound love and harmonious equilibrium to our beloved Earth. While the feminine energy, in its inherent wisdom and nurturing essence, stands as the luminous bearer of this emergent new age, a pivotal truth remains its full, radiant expression and its enduring ability to truly take root and solidify within the often challenging strata of material reality absolutely necessitates the presence of a balanced masculine energy. Without this foundational counterpoint, the feminine's potential might remain ethereal, unfixed. Therefore, it becomes a matter of paramount, indeed crucial, importance that the fundamental energies housed within the first and third chakras are thoroughly acknowledged, addressed, and ultimately healed. Why these specific energetic centers? Consider the first chakra, often called the root chakra, as the very foundation of our existence, our sense of safety, belonging, and connection to the earth. A healthy ego, far from being the puffed-up self-importance so often misunderstood, is actually the magnificent result of a healed solar plexus, which corresponds to the third chakra. This healed solar plexus radiates as pure, unwavering self-confidence. Delving deeper in the first chakra, the blossoming of this healing manifests as a profound self-awareness, a grounded understanding of who you are at your core, your intrinsic worth, and your place in the world. Then, in the third chakra, the solar plexus, this healing translates into robust, authentic self-confidence. This isn't the fragile, compensatory arrogance one might observe in an inflated, insecure ego constantly seeking external validation. Oh no, this is something far more profound. It is quite simply the deep, abiding trust in your own intrinsic capabilities, an inner knowing that whispers, "I feel I can truly do this." It's the profound awareness of your own deepest, most authentic inspiration, the recognition of your unique creative abilities, and then, crucially, the courage to act in alignment with that inner truth. Imagine your inner wellspring of power and potential. Allow those powerful energies to flow freely, unhindered, out of you. Dare to trust your natural talents, your inherent gifts, and the magnificent being that you truly are. It is time, now more than ever, to unapologetically show your authentic self to the world. This call resonates with particular intensity for you, the dedicated light workers, who carry within your very being such immense stores of inner knowledge, ancient wisdom, and intuitive understanding. The era of hiding these precious gifts, of dimming your own light for fear of overwhelming others, is definitively over. This unfolding path, this radiant self-expression, is not merely a choice, it is your sacred destiny. And within this very alignment, this courageous showing of your truth, you will discover your greatest, most profound fulfillment. Now, let's turn our gaze inward to that essential partnership. Make deep and lasting peace with the inner masculine energy that resides within you. Do not, under any circumstances, hesitate to stand firmly in your truth, to advocate fiercely for yourself, to graciously receive the abundance that is your birthright, and to consistently, lovingly take exquisite care of your own being. It is absolutely permissible, even necessary, to be egoistic in the purest, most neutral and healthy sense of the word. For what does it truly mean? It means acknowledging that you are an ego, that you are an individual, a distinct and sovereign soul. You simply cannot, nor do you need to, be perpetually forgiving and endlessly understanding at all times. In fact, it is a profound misconception to believe that true spirituality demands the tolerance of everything and anything. Quite clearly, there are decisive moments when you must, for the sake of your integrity and well-being, utter a resounding no, or perhaps even a more radical no to God, thereby refusing to compromise the sacred essence of who you are. Embrace this act of self-preservation without the debilitating weight of guilt or the paralyzing grip of fear. Feel, truly feel, how these potent, foundational masculine energies of self-awareness and self-confidence surge within you, empowering you to allow the delicate, exquisite flower of your feminine energy to fully blossom, to unfurl its petals, and to magnificently shine forth in all its radiance. Ultimately, this grand cosmic dance, this human journey, is all about the exquisite cooperation between these vital energies. For too long, the masculine and feminine energies descended together into a protracted and agonizing struggle, often creating imbalance and suffering. Yet, just as they fell together, so too will they inevitably rise together, because one simply cannot achieve true, sustainable balance without the complementary presence of the other. And now, at this pivotal juncture, as the feminine energy stands poised and ready to ascend majestically from the ashes of centuries of humiliation and systemic repression, there emerges an urgent, undeniable need for a profound rebirth of the masculine energy. This vital reawakening of the masculine will, in time, become gloriously visible on a collective, global scale, reshaping societies and paradigms. But first, its sacred manifestation will begin quietly, yet powerfully, within each of you separately, whether you identify as man or woman. For you all, every single one of you, are the inherent keepers of these ancient, archetypal energies dwelling deep within your souls. And it is your divine birthright, your inherent right, to cultivate a partnership between them that is not only equal in power and respect, but also gloriously joyful and deeply fulfilling. Thank you for your presence here, for joining in this profound reflection.